Hi, Aries. Oh, that looks good. Hello, hello. This is your reading. So, you may feel like it's a break at first, and you understand that. We're just gonna review this a little because it's a lot of cards before we get going with the deck. So, you see the situation for what it is. You see where in yourself you feel like you feel like maybe at first you failed or something happened, or you may not feel the best about a way you've handled the situation, or you're learning very clearly, and what you've learned, it's not that. You learned how to deal with understanding that, learning what your purpose is, or learning this next direction, learning to trust your instincts, Mars and Aries. Before we get to the next cardinal sign, this is also about how this could be a part of the mother wound, and how it gets very foggy there. Your idea of what this was supposed to be like, or whatever you thought it could be, wasn't this. You didn't think it would be this tower moment when you realize that you've been maybe giving from not just like a place of lack. We're gonna see it more than that. You've been given from a place where you didn't even realize, and vice versa, what was going on. You didn't know. You didn't see it. You couldn't have seen it. You couldn't have seen it until now. Hey, there you are. And it causes you to maybe look at things very differently than you ever have. It causes you to see what you've built, and how in some arena you have been out there in the field. You have been doing what you've needed to do, but it only goes so far. And in other areas, you're still waiting, or you're still planning, right? Mars, the very general aspect of Mars and Aries is a lot quicker than Mars in Scorpio, or Scorpio being also ruled by one of the planets, Mars, is that it's more strategic. Not always, but could be. And Aries, no one, quote unquote, would say you're not strategic, but your strategy just happens to fall in your lap, right? This is about how hurt or pain, and going through the motions of this, or that whatever hurt or whatever you had to see within yourself or another person. I do think it's a mixture of both, as we are in mirror season. And what doing something about it, what the action based of what was needed for whatever situation you got yourself into, or didn't know you were entering, but if you planned better, you may have known. Whatever it was, it's releasing what's more important to you. It's showing you what is actually important now, is to take a look at what you have, how that fulfills you, what fulfillment is to you, and dive head into it. Yes, Mars has entered Taurus. Taurus would be in Aries rising's 12th house. So you're taking a look at everything you have, the bounty that you have. And this is also a very strategic sign. But usually it's based off of security, and especially because they know so innately that it's to do with their emotions. You know emotions come and go so quickly that it doesn't bother you to take more risks, perhaps. You lead and all else will follow, the true form of manifestation. And right now, gaining this sense of understanding that wherever you're going, wherever it's leading, you're going into the right place. You're going in with the right intentions. You're leading with your heart. And that's funny because you're ruled by the head. But right now, because of how, you know, Aries, you can be, of course, we can all be dramatic, but this is very much showing you like that final straw. So I just also saw, I've been listening to a bunch of things not knowing why, and I'm like, maybe I should stop, but then I don't, and then I do, and I have time and space. So giving myself all of the things that I need. But just listening to something recently, you know, provokes the thought of, we can be shown something so many times, but it's until that final moment, and for a lot of us, it's that rock bottom, that breaking point where your tolerance for the same things over and over again, your tolerance for, oh, this was down here, for what is going on should never have gotten to where it goes sometimes. And then finally, in a moment which is usually really positive, right, you see how detrimental this may have been to your life. And these ideals and ideas and things that you want to do carry no weight unless you're putting something into it, holding integrity. That is the secure part, and that is where what might be coming up in your subconscious right now. That learning to hold steady, knowing that even if, well, the worst part is that other people, of course, have seen it and have not helped the Aries, but the Aries can be stubborn, right? And you've just probably been on the move most of the past month, especially Aries risings. And that could mean emotionally, or that could mean physically. So this Tower moment, clarified by the 10 of Wands, is that you finally recognize your emotional intelligence and your tolerance, again, have finally reached a point where you're like, oh, I've just carried so much. And your Tower moment is that then we get to that realization, that awareness where you're maybe just relaxed, tired, or in a space where you can receive, and maybe someone else says it to you. But I think this is just about you acknowledging, maybe you listen to something that sparks something that just triggers something emotionally where you really deeply connect to what that person is saying. Oh, wow. We're going to do the Queen of Wands first, then these, and then those. And now you feel as though this recognition, this realization, 10 of Wands clarifying the Tower also says that like your body needed to become tired, or you had to go through just enough, because you are a very strong, one of the strongest ones in the zodiac physically, and you're just tired of this motion. And now you have, and because you have seen, or are able to see now, given an outside perspective, that you're more in control than you realize. That flip of that switch was very helpful. And knowing this now, 2 of Wands to the 5 of Wands, and then the Page of Wands, is that whomever didn't see this coming, you are really shifting things and realizing that you've been indirectly helping others who couldn't bear to help you. Who, when you say what you say in such a powerful way, have no leg to stand on. Now that you've discovered this, you've also cleared up something that's been nagging at you for a while. Clarifying the Temperance, there could be a Sagittarius that falls from grace in your eyes. you realize you may have been lied to. But here's the thing. This recalibration of your emotions and what is really important for you to understand now and to move forward with now is that it's giving you the opportunity to wipe the slate clean. You get to get off what you need to get off, and I do recommend speaking what you need to speak into existence, whether you get to talk to that person directly. You may have your shot, but if not, it's just about clarifying this within yourself as well. And also it could be speaking to yourself and realizing a voice that wasn't yours and recognizing it now makes it so that you have that power, and a whole new wind opens up for you. A whole new way of life and abundance. That Seven of Pentacles, looking and being grateful for what you have, then becomes any which way and all the ways around you if you want. The Hermit clarifying the Magician. So if you have, again, maybe the Sagittarius is really showing themselves right now, or you're getting deep insight to where they were coming from, or understanding what was necessary to understand to make the decisions that you make, and then it seems as though that this person just can't stop like fucking up, or you start to realize in all the which ways they had manipulated you with, you know, the intention of you never finding out, but everything going into Gemini is like, hey, everything's coming out, whether you like it or not. But here's the thing, for you, it makes things clear for you. And it allows you to have these like really hard, intense discussions with people that you like to have with, but you really need to be careful of power dynamics, because wherever there's a power dynamic outside of yourself, there might be one within yourself as well. So that's something that may be addressed and needing to be cleared up before the next opportunity can come through, before you're able to then, that is the way in which you're able to say to the universe, okay, I'm ready, I'm clear, it's time. Especially while Mercury has also been in Gemini. Now, if you're dealing with a Virgo or a Gemini, these mercurial signs, mercurial energy, this mutable energy, it's very clear that you need to wait before you decide on anything, because this person may have really good intentions, but there's still parts of themselves that they can't open up about, and you have to decide if that's something that you want, or you have to be very clear, and maybe you need to open up first before they can. But overall, I just wouldn't commit to anything this month, or while anything is in Gemini. I would wait till things start to transition on the 17th. Venus transitions into Cancer, just to see where, you know, where this person really stands, where what you're looking for really stands, and how crazy these cards know the accurate details. Pluto in Aquarius. This is, Aquarius would be Oh, I've been saying Taurus is in your 12th house. It's in your 2nd house. I don't know how I got confused by that. But your, for those of you with a traditional chart, your 11th house would be Aquarius, so your 2nd house would be Taurus. So for those of you with an Aries ascendant, this is all has to do again with your money and the dynamics with your money, and where you've been overly even controlling about with how you spend, don't spend, whatever it is with your money. And now you're seeing those power dynamics and how they've influenced the way that you've approached relationship, how others have approached relationship with you as well. And this is also about redefining and a reset and a shift on the area in which you make community and have friends, and how you realize what you've learned can influence any of where in which you felt like you could improve perhaps in the future. But being with your friends and accepting certain invitations will bring good fortune to you, even if it's seeing people for who they really are. This is also a rebirthing process in this area of your life where you're seeing very clearly where your strength was being detained for you, or you've been leaking strength in certain areas that are almost just distracting you from what's really important, from yourself, from this authentic sense of authority that you do have, and utilizing it in a way that's way more productive for you, that reaps a lot, and also, truth be told, that heals you, that heals and helps it come in. And like, if overall Mars in your second house hopefully can help slowly heal and plant more seeds of resources and talents and what you've been given in this lifetime and the resources that you have. And hopefully it helps. And maybe there's an Aquarius, for some of you it could be an Aquarius coming into your life, offering you love, and notice where you go. If this is maybe helping you come out of this place where you are in control. More Pluto action. Yeah. Pluto's like waking you up to the realization that you've stopped some good things from coming into your life before because you couldn't change the way maybe you've communicated, the way you've taken action. And now this month you're seeing, and the next month when Mars goes into Cancer, you'll get that karma too. Even if you're in a relationship, you'll see it come full circle. Because regardless, the tools that you have, the boundaries that you're creating are making you see clearly where choosing certain people or allowing certain people in your life has actually caused a series of heart closing, blindly entering, right? But the pain has caused that freedom. Going through the pain caused that freedom, but now you see this as a reflection. Oh shit, this helped me, but I have also gone another direction that has actually hurt me and kept me away from this connection to more, to greater, to understanding. But through this process, it's now being revealed to me. I'm now receiving even more love, right? Sometimes love is being told the things that you do, right? From 9 to 9. Oh, and then I resist. Coming deeply back to your intuition through walking away. This is you giving yourself the opportunity, right? You do that already, but this is self-inflicted, enhanced intuition. That is a huge part of what makes your body so important to you, and why, Aries rules the head. It's the crown of the head, it's the control center. But if something else is influencing you and you don't have control over that, your focus can be off for a very long time. Because your head, we say that the intuition, that it is said it's like the third eye, but it's also that connection from the third eye to the entire body, to the fascia that moves you. If you're used to moving in all different directions, but what are the intentions behind that? And those intentions have shifted, right? So you are, and if it's if what you've realized, if Pluto working on your life in this way and seeing all the power dynamics made you actually feel like you didn't, then all of a sudden you slip back into that place where you feel like you don't have control, something soon very much clarifies it for you that you're not this person. You only are when you get in your head way too much, right? When you need to actively have these discussions. You need to decide what you're responsible for and what you're not, and allow yourself to know that you're not, and be validated by that. You may need to say and speak a lot of things towards the end of the month, whether it's to yourself or to that part of you that knows how independent you are and capable you are with this independence. Because for others of you, this death, moon, strength thing going on, Saturn's also retrograde in Pisces, or is going retrograde in Pisces, excuse me. There's just so much going on. And that would be in your 12th house, actually, for Aries risings. So you're going to need to rest in order to gain that strength back. And all this resting gets you caught here, but you realize that this is waking you up to a deeper sense of self, motivated by your own decisions, not what has power over your decisions or what provided, and how that what that power provided at those times, and what you may need to redecide. And you're giving that also, that opportunity. It's a good time to redecide things, to really lean into that, not in particularly romantic relationships. Even though a lot of these things could open your eyes to your relationship, which is an unfortunate side effect if for those of you who had been happy until now. You know, and I'm really sorry. But there's a lot that you've put in, and the fruits have yet to bear. By the time, I would wait till the 17th before you actually want to communicate anything. A lot of the communication will be smoother, but the decisions you can still make before. That's the strategy. That's having the power. That's utilizing Mars and Taurus in a different way. That's utilizing your Mars, your Martianness to a greater extent. Uh-huh. 6, okay. Another 7. It's also helping you clear up anything you felt attacked over and like you had to be in defense. Now you have a deeper sense of trust. You're not always on the move, not even in your mind. You trust, and you're learning something, maybe hopefully from Taurus in this, is that you can learn through the quiet, or you can learn through listening to more concrete spiritual text. Then maybe you're even craving that at this time, and you're needing that kind of, those words. You may be needing the validation to solidify your understanding. You may come into contact or seek out guidance, or it may just find you. Either way, it's okay to be vulnerable at this time, because it will reveal a lot about where the discipline needs to go, where the focus needs to go. And that's on your well-being, your mental well-being. And also, if you felt anything in your throat change or need more attention, towards the end of the month, you'll find the healing there. You may hear and be communicated with words, and maybe they are through a spiritual nature that deeply connect to you and almost unlocks an inner knowing in your voice, and which in turn connects to how you move in the world and where you choose to go next and where you choose to take your mind and that spirit, and what fulfillment was to you at the beginning and what it looks like towards the end of the month, the season, is probably even unexpected to you. Even though you sensed a change coming, I don't think you thought it was this one. you reach a clear understanding, and if any of the old situations come up, you realize you just need to let go. That there's nothing else you could fight about at this time, that it's not worth that fight. The true fight is what happens after you realize you're just fighting for your life. As if that's deserved as just. You're fighting for your life. And you're succeeding. Okay? I'll see you next month.